Hi everyone, my name is Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. Today is a day of goal planning. So as you can see, I've got my Cultivate What Matters 2020 Power Sheets in front of me. We will be flipping to the end of May and doing a very quick review for May. So the last time we talked, COVID-19 was still going strong, and I really felt like there wasn't much going on. So as you can see, I actually had quite a few blanks, really. But so far I've been doing good. The first 2 weeks, of course, I had my daughter, and she actually came a week late. So she came on May 1st instead of April 24th. So hence the first 2 weeks of May were pretty much a write-off for everything. So we're just going to do the quick review, and I'm not really going to talk about it much. We're going to move on to June and write everything out. Again, I don't really use the calendar because I do use my Erin Condren and I have my bullet journal. So let's get into this video. that's it for my action items for the month of June. And so you can see that I've kept some things that haven't got finished, so I've carried them over from the previous month, and new things I've added. But for the most part, they are generally the same. So of course, I always put my appointments first because they're important. I don't want to miss them. So I have two. So I've obviously got my postpartum checkup because COVID-19 is kind of, I don't want to say going away, but everyone's still taking precautions, of course. But I guess the severity of the stay-at-home limit for healthy people is being lifted. So I'm pretty sure I'll be having my OBGYN appointment. They did say if anything changes that it may just be like a phone call assessment. My visit for baby, we did have the 2-week check. Everything was great. So that will be the 6-week. I'll just add 6-week on there. Scheduled dentist checkup. So originally I was waiting because I was pregnant, but now, and then of course because of COVID, but now as soon as my dentist opens up again, I will need to get checked because all throughout my pregnancy I had various toothaches, that have kind of gone away, but I do have problem teeth that I'm a little concerned about. I think I need 2 crowns, probably need another root canal. So just a whole bunch of stuff that just talking about the dentist gives me anxiety, so I'm going to stop. Flooring, so I've had this on my list since January, but we're actually going to get it done now that the weather is warming up and we have more room to store the wood, I guess. So we're going to have store it in the basement and then eventually get working on the floors. So of course, also set up my Erin Condren monthly for July and my Happy Planner. So the Happy Planner is much more manageable now because I got rid of all the sections other than just for what I use for my YouTube channel. So eventually moving forward, when I get my new Erin Condren for the new year in January, I might try to add it all in my Erin Condren. It's just a lot of work. So, and I found I didn't have space. So I'm not really sure how that's going to work, or I might add an extra area in my bullet journal to track it instead of buying another Happy Planner because obviously having multiple planners is an expensive habit. And it also it's more time consuming. So why not narrow it down to 1 or 2 notebooks if you can. Powersheet summer goals. So as you can see, that will be the next tab. And it's very similar to the spring refresh goals, except these are new prompts. So this part's the same. It's a goal refresh, which just kind of shows you where you're standing for each of these topics. And then you have a new area to rewrite your goals, change them. Mine will change a little bit because I will have, I'm no longer preparing for baby to come because guess what? She's already here. So they will change a little bit. This is just tradition, have a fruitful summer. Traditions help us cultivate connection through meaningful shared experiences, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of a new thing compared to the spring one, but that's fine. And again, Powersheet July action items. So the same thing we're doing now, but it'll be for July. My July bullet journal setup. I have no idea what my theme is going to be. So we'll think on that throughout the month. But I will try to post my July bullet journal setup earlier than the June one and the May one have been going because I've had my schedule cut back to 3 days a week from 4 days a week, and I've been noticing my bullet journal and my power sheets are posting at the very end of the month instead of like the second week, so people have more time to look at what I've done. And if you want to use the same spreads, well, you don't have as much time if I'm posting on the last day of the month. So I'm going to try to get that done earlier as well. My current Leuchtturm bullet journal will be done the end of June. I do technically have space left in it to do a full month, but I don't have space to do like the dailies in that month, and I always refer back to the month. So I'm just going to start a new bullet journal and possibly leave the bullet journal, like the green one that I've been using, for swatching washi tape in it, which I have a collection going at the back of that journal. I just didn't want to waste the entire journal for just to have it for washi tape because I can't imagine having that much washi tape. So I will be using, I think I'll be using a Dingbats, but just out of curiosity, I did actually order an Archer and Olive B5 notebook after watching Claudia Joseph. So she was using an Archer and Olive, which I've said this before, I'm not fond of the paper. I don't like how thick it is because I don't really use watercolor that often. So it's not a thing for me to have thick paper. I prefer kind of the used in feel. However, I want to try a bigger size because I like to have more room to write out stuff. So we'll see how that goes. It'll either be a Dingbats or it'll be the new Archer and Olive. For my weeks, of course, I've kept the family night because that is quality family time that I want to make sure that we are spending time together, whether it's watching a movie or if the pools open up or even going to the park for a weekend of fun, anything really, as long as we spend it together. My weekly plan with me's will continue, and I also added the Google Meets and assignments because that will be done the end of June. So I won't carry that forward into July. Cleaning house and organizing, so whether that's me doing it or Chad doing it or my mom doing it, it really doesn't matter who does it at this point. My main responsibility is making sure my kids are okay and fed and healthy, and then me, and then Chad, and then cleaning comes last right now, which is fine because the house isn't like crazy dirty, but it's not like a huge priority. My happy planner organized for work and sticker, so I do that weekly per week. My bullet journal reflection. So this week, I actually didn't even use it for reflection. I used it to make a list of all the gardening stuff I wanted to buy because I'm so excited. Today is Friday, just so you know that I'm filming on a Friday, and I will be buying some plants tomorrow and maybe Sunday, mostly just flowers to decorate the backyard, but I'm so excited. So we're actually going to do that. We usually do it on May long, but we didn't. We had other plans, so we're going to be doing it this weekend as long as it hopefully stops raining. And then I did add my art, draw, color, etc. So pretty much any creative project, and it doesn't really matter what it is, but just something to distract myself. That is, if I get time, because time has been a very essential, necessary thing right now, and I've been trying to really budget my time accordingly. And when baby sleeps, it is not for long. She has been sleeping kind of throughout the night, so after the danger of jaundice has passed, she's been sleeping for 5 or 6 hours throughout the night. So I'm actually very thankful for that. She usually doesn't go to sleep until 2 in the morning, but I'm kind of a night owl anyway, so that's fine. And then she sleeps until 7 or 8 usually. Well, before it was 6, but now it's 7. So at least 5 hours of good quality sleep for me, and I'm good. Last but not least, the daily action items. So, of course, I like to track my water intake. I like to drink at least 10 glasses of water a day, and that does include my herbal tea, which I drink sleepy time herbal tea, and also coffee and any like flavored water or anything else throughout the day like that. It does include in my 10 8-ounce glasses of water, I guess. So it may very well consume more. I don't really know, but I just like to track it. Again, journaling, reading, which I pretty much do every day, but I like to be able to cross it off, and pumping. So the last few days I haven't been, and I really want to increase or at least maintain my milk supply. So I want to start doing that some more. And plus, if I do eventually go out and I want to have like a nice dinner with Chad and have a babysitter, I want to be able to have a supply of my own milk on hand. So that's kind of important to me. And instead of exercise, I just put get some sun and outside. So pretty much in the backyard for right now, and eventually the parks, because I think the parks are going to be opening up. So that will be good exercise for my son actually. It'll give him more room to run around than just the backyard. That is it for my June tending list. And I just wanted to bring attention to what I wrote up here. So my top priority is to chill. It's basically summer, and I want the summer to be wonderful. I want it to be great. I don't want to be stressing out about anything. So my top priority is to chill. So I'm going to have a drink, and yes, of course, I always pump and make sure that I'm safe, or I feed my little lovely some formula or my frozen milk or whatever I enjoy a drink every now and then, now that I'm no longer pregnant. And to sit outside in the sun and just relax is what I want. I've been looking forward to this all summer, well, all spring, all winter, as a matter of fact. And it did say relax biatch, and I have this is a suit sprite from, I think it's Studio Ghibli. Does that make sense? So there's kind of like a little story behind this guy. So I first saw this in Rachel Stevens. She had it in her bullet journal, and I thought it was just the darndest, cutest little thing. And then a couple summers ago, when I went to Red Deer to see my son's grandparents, we go to the breweries. It's kind of our thing to go to breweries around local areas, so whether that be Edmonton or Red Deer or whatnot. And we went to Belly Hop in Red Deer, and there was this little soup sprite sitting on the tree. It was actually hanging on the tree, so it's meant to go in a window or like on a car. So obviously I sanitized it, but he was sitting out in the sun and he'd been there in the rain and the snow for probably a year. And finally, my son just grabbed him. He was like, Nana, can I have him? And I ended up taking him for myself because it kind of has, like when I started watching Rachel Stevens on YouTube, it's kind of like a soft spot in my heart. So now I'm like, oh, look, my little suit sprite from Studio Ghibli. So that's where I got that from. And then a lot of times what she would do is just write little quotations and be like, track your time, biatch, or something cute like that. So I kind of adopted that as well. And I think they're so adorable. I just like the whole idea behind those sprites. So I've started kind of adapting him or her into my bullet journal spreads as well. So anyway, that is it for my June tending list. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video, give you some insights into my life right now. And also if you're using the Powersheets as well or a similar system, gives you some idea of how to go about using it. And until next month, I hope you guys have a great one and happy goal setting, happy goal tending, and try not to let yourself get anxious if you don't live up to all of your goals because they're little works in progress. So take care. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the little bell notification so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. And if you're new here, I'd love if you subscribed. We'll talk to you all soon. Bye now.